Welcome back to Everyday English Podcast. Today, we are going to decode the fastest, rudest, and most confusing English you will ever hear in public. Imagine this. It is 7 a.m. You are standing in a long line at the airport. You hear loud beeping noises everywhere. A man in a uniform is shouting at you. Laptops out, shoes off, empty your pockets. Step back. Your heart starts racing. You freeze. You do not know if you should move or stay still.
Oh, I know that feeling so well. The last time I flew through Chicago, I froze completely in the security line. The officer yelled, "Step back," but I was so nervous that I actually stepped forward. He looked so angry. Everyone stared at me, and I felt my face turn bright red. It was a nightmare.
That happens because security officers use imperative English. It is fast, it is direct, and it breaks all the polite grammar rules you learned in school. By the end of this episode, you will have a complete survival script so you never freeze at airport security again.
You know, Tom, usually when we teach English on this show, we talk about being polite. We say, "Could you please," or "Would you mind?" But at the airport, it feels like all of that kindness disappears.
It really does. And that is the first thing that shocks English learners. You study for years to be polite. You learn to say, "Excuse me, could I please pass through?" And then you arrive at the airport and the first native speaker you meet screams, "Move it!"
Move it. That is a great example. It feels aggressive. It feels like they're angry at you personally.
Exactly. But here is the secret, Sarah. They are not angry at you. They are just in a hurry. They have to move thousands of people through those machines every hour. They do not have time for grammar. They do not have time for subjects or polite verbs.
So they delete the words?
Yes, they cut the sentence down to the absolute minimum. In a classroom, I would say, "Sarah, would you please take your laptop out of your bag?" That takes about 3 seconds to say.
Right. Would you please take your laptop out of your bag? It is clear, but it is long.
At the airport, the officer deletes "would you please." He deletes "take." He deletes "your." He just says the object and the direction. Laptops out.
Laptops out. 2 words.
Or even shorter, laptop. They just shout the noun. This is called the imperative form or the command form, and understanding the structure is the key to surviving security.
So when I hear just one word, like shoes or belt, I should not wait for a full sentence?
Never wait for the sentence. If you wait for the please, you will hold up the line, and that is when people actually get annoyed.
Okay, so the rule is identify the noun and look for the direction.
Precisely. Let's break down the most common commands you'll hear. The first one usually happens right when you get to the conveyor belt.
The conveyor belt, that is a good vocabulary word. That's the moving black rubber mat where you put your bags, right?
Yes, the conveyor belt moves your bags into the X-ray machine. But before you put your bag on the belt, you'll hear this command. Grab a bin.
Grab a bin. Okay, grab means to take quickly. But what is a bin? In the UK, a bin is where you put trash.
That is a very important distinction. Do not put your passport in the trash. In American airport English, a bin or a tray is that gray plastic box. You stack your clothes and loose items inside it.
Grab a bin. So the officer is telling me to take one of those plastic boxes.
Yes, and sometimes they will say, "all loose items in the bin."
Loose items. What counts as a loose item?
Anything that is not attached to your body. Keys, coins, your phone, your wallet, your boarding pass. If it's in your pocket, it is a loose item.
I made a mistake with this once. I left my tissues in my pocket. I thought it is just paper, it won't beep. But the machine saw it and I had to go back and do it all over again.
That is the worst. So the command is often empty your pockets. It sounds simple, but learners often think, "Oh, I just have a receipt," or "I just have a stick of gum." No, empty means make it 0, absolutely nothing.
Okay, so I grab a bin, I empty my pockets. Now, what about the electronics? This is where the rules seem to change every time I fly. Sometimes the iPad stays in, sometimes it comes out.
That is true. It does depend on the airport technology, but you need to listen for the command. Usually it is large electronics out.
Large electronics out. Does a phone count as a large electronic?
Usually no. A phone can stay in your bag or go in the bin. Large usually means anything bigger than a book, so laptops and full-size tablets.
What about a Kindle or an e-reader?
That is the gray area. Often they say tablets stay in, but laptops must come out. If you are confused, here is a natural phrase you can shout back to the officer. You can say, "Does this come out?"
Does this come out? That is useful, short and quick.
Yes, hold up the Kindle and ask, "Does this come out?" He will just nod or shake his head. He probably won't speak to you.
Because he is saving time.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the liquids. This is another stress point.
Oh, the liquids, the tiny bottles. I always worry that my shampoo is too big and they are going to throw it away.
The rule is usually the 3-1-1 rule in the US, but let's focus on the English command. You will hear liquids in a separate bin.
Separate bin. So do not put the liquids inside your backpack?
Right. Even if they are in a plastic bag, if they're hidden inside your backpack, the X-ray operator cannot see them clearly. So the command is liquids out or liquids separate.
I have heard officers use the word toiletries as well. Toiletries out.
Yes, toiletries are things you use in the bathroom. Toothpaste, shampoo, soap. It is a slightly more
Formal word, but they shout it just as loud. Toiletries out!
It sounds funny to hear someone shouting about bathroom items.
It is funny if you stop and think about it. Imagine someone shouting toothpaste in a library, but at the airport, it is normal.
Okay, so we have our bins, we have unloaded our pockets, our laptops, and our liquids. Now we have to walk through the machine.
This is the moment of highest tension. You are separated from your bags. You are standing in your socks. You feel vulnerable.
Vulnerable. That is the perfect word. You feel weak and exposed, and everyone is watching you.
And this is where the commands get very physical. The officer will start using body language and short, sharp words. The most common one is step through.
Step through. That means walk through the metal detector?
Yes, but do not walk until they say it. If you walk too early, they will yell, "Wait!" So you stand there, looking at the officer. Make eye contact. Wait for the hand wave and the words, "Step through."
What if I have to go into the big glass cylinder? You know, the body scanner that spins around?
Ah, the full body scanner. That requires a specific pose. The command is usually feet on the yellow marks.
Feet on the yellow marks. I have seen those stickers on the floor.
And then hands above your head. Or sometimes hold the position.
Hold the position. That means do not move.
Do not breathe, do not wiggle, just freeze. It only takes 3 seconds. But Sarah, here is where people get confused. Sometimes the machine beeps or the officer sees something he doesn't like, and he will give you a negative command.
A negative command, like don't move?
Yes, or back it up.
Back it up. That sounds like he is talking to a truck.
It does. Back it up is a phrasal verb. It simply means go backwards. If you step through and the machine beeps, he will say, back it up. He wants you to return to the start.
Back it up. Okay. I have also heard step aside.
Step aside means you are in trouble. Well, not trouble, but you are going to be delayed. It means move out of the line so other people can pass. If you hear step aside, do not argue. Just move to the left or right, wherever he points.
And usually if you step aside, that is when you get the, what do you call it? The search?
The pat down.
The pat down. That sounds almost friendly, like patting a dog.
It is not friendly. A pat down is when an officer uses their hands to feel your clothes for hidden items. It can be very uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. I had a pat down once because I forgot to take off a heavy belt. The officer was very professional, but having a stranger touch your legs and arms is strange.
It is, but knowing the vocabulary helps you stay calm. If the officer says, I need to give you a pat down, do not panic. It is routine. It happens to thousands of people a day.
Routine. That is a good word to remember. It means normal, standard, happening every day.
Exactly. To them, you are just another body to check. It is not personal.
Tom, before we continue with more vocabulary, I have a question. Sometimes I want to help or I want to ask a question, but I am afraid to speak because I don't want to slow things down. Is it okay to speak to the officers?
That is a great question. You should speak, but you should keep it short. We are going to practice some short questions in a minute.
But first, if you are enjoying this episode and you want to feel more confident in every part of your life, not just at the airport, make sure to subscribe to the podcast. We have episodes coming up on ordering coffee, going to the doctor, and even handling job interviews.
Yes, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next lesson. Now, Sarah, let's talk about those short questions you mentioned. You said you are afraid to speak.
Yes, I don't want to say a long sentence like, "Excuse me, sir, I was wondering if I should remove my watch." By the time I finish the sentence, he is already looking at the next person.
Exactly. You need to match their speed, match their energy. If they are speaking in short bursts, you should speak in short bursts.
So instead of the long sentence about the watch,
Just hold up your wrist and say, watch.
just watch with a question intonation.
Yes, watch off or watch on.
Watch on, asking if I can keep it on.
Precisely. It feels rude, but it is actually efficient. The officer will appreciate it. He will just say on or off.
That is so much easier than trying to construct perfect grammar.
It is. Let's try another one. Boots. You are wearing heavy winter boots.
Okay, I point to my feet. Boots off?
Perfect. And he will say boots off. Or if you are lucky, boots on.
What if I have a water bottle that is empty? I know I can take an empty bottle through, right?
Yes, usually. But you might want to check. So you hold it up and say,
Empty bottle, okay?
perfect. Empty bottle, okay. 3 words, very clear.
I feel like this is a whole new language. It is airport pidgin.
It is functional language. It is designed for survival. Now, I want to test your listening, Sarah. And for our listeners, I want you to try this too.
Oh no, a test.
I am going to act like the security officer. I am going to use my shouting voice, and I am going to speak very fast. I want you to tell me what I want you to do.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm standing in the line. I am nervous. Go ahead.
All right, folks, laptops in a separate bin. Nothing in your pockets. Keep the line moving.
Whoa, okay. You said laptops in a separate bin, so I need to put my computer in its own tray, and nothing in your pockets.
Good. Let's try a harder one. Ready?
Ready.
Belts and shoes off, jackets off, tablets stay in the bag. Push your bins.
Okay, that was a lot. Belts off, shoes off, jackets off. But tablets stay in the bag?
Correct. Tablets stay in. Did you hear the last part?
Push your bins?
Yes, push your bins. This is a constant command. The conveyor belt stops sometimes. The officer wants you to manually push your gray box into the machine. Push your bins.
They yell that a lot. Push it through, keep it moving.
Right, because if you stop pushing, the person behind you cannot put their bag down. It creates a traffic jam.
It really is like a factory. We are just products on a line.
That is a very cynical way to look at it, Sarah, but it is accurate.
You know, Tom, one thing that scares me is when they pull my bag aside. You know, it goes through the machine, but then it gets pushed onto that separate metal track, the lane of shame.
The lane of shame. I love that. When your bag gets rejected.
Yes, and then the officer yells, "Who belongs to this bag?" And you have to raise your hand like a guilty child.
Whose bag is this is the common phrase. If it is your bag, do not be afraid. Just say, it's mine.
And then they usually ask, "Is there anything sharp or fragile in here?"
Yes, listen to those 2 words. Sharp means like a knife or scissors. Fragile means easy to break, like glass.
Sharp or fragile? I usually say, "No, just clothes."
And then they will open it. Here is the most important rule, Sarah. Never touch the bag while they are searching it.
Oh, really? I always want to help. I want to unzip it for them to show I am helpful.
No, stop. If you reach for the bag, they will yell at you. Hands off. It is a safety issue. They don't know if you are reaching for a weapon.
Wow, okay, so hands off. I should just stand there with my hands behind my back?
Yes, put your hands behind your back or hold on to the barrier. Let them do the work. If you touch the bag, the situation escalates.
Escalates. That means gets more serious or more dangerous quickly?
Exactly. We want to de-escalate. We want to keep things calm. So stand still, answer short questions, and wait.
What if they find something, like a bottle of water I forgot?
They will hold it up and say, you can't take this, or this is over the limit.
Over the limit, meaning bigger than 100 milliliters.
Yes, they will usually give you a choice. Do you want to check it or toss it?
Check it means go back to the ticket counter and put it in my big suitcase?
Yes, which takes 30 minutes.
No way, I am not doing that for a bottle of shampoo.
Exactly. So the answer is toss it.
Toss it, that means throw it in the trash.
Yes, toss it, throw it away, trash it. Just say you can toss it. It hurts to lose your expensive shampoo, but it is better than missing your flight.
Tom, this has been so helpful. I feel like I can actually hear the sounds of the airport now without panic.
That is the goal. It is all about exposure. The more you hear these aggressive, short sentences, the less they hurt. They are just words.
Shoes off, bins out, step through. It's just a game, Simon says, but with security officers.
Simon says, that is a great comparison. If you do what Simon says, you win. You get to go to your gate and eat a burger.
Speaking of burgers, I am getting hungry.
We are almost done. I want to leave our listeners with one final challenge. The next time you are at an airport, I want you to actively listen. Do not put your headphones on immediately.
Oh, that is hard. I love my noise-canceling headphones.
Keep them off for 10 minutes. Listen to the officers. See if you can identify the imperatives. Count how many times you hear step. Count how many times you hear bin.
Treat it like a field trip, a research project.
Exactly. When you turn it into a study session, the fear goes away. You are not a victim, you are a student.
I love that.
So here is your question for the comment section today. We want to hear your war stories.
War stories?
Your struggle stories. Tell us about a time you had a problem at an airport security line. But I want you to use the grammar structure. I forgot to.
I forgot to. Okay, like I forgot to remove my belt.
Or I forgot to drink my water.
I forgot to empty my pockets. That is mine.
Let us know in the comments. It is a great way to practice the past tense and share a laugh. We read every single comment.
Yes, we do. And if you found this useful, maybe share this episode with a friend who is traveling soon. Save them from the stress.
You have survived security. Now you need to find your gate. But that can be tricky too.
Especially when they change the gate at the last minute.
Exactly. So in our next episode, we are going to cover airport announcements and how to understand those muffled voices on the loudspeaker.
Attention passengers. I can't wait.
Until then, keep practicing and safe travels.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.